Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura. Happy 2025. Now, there has been some serious stuff going on, okay? Oh, my goodness. Now, well, since I already been demonetized and I haven't received my first check yet, but I've been demonetized, it don't matter. Okay, look, Zuckerberg, not Zuckerberg, Zuckerberg, your drones or whatever you call those little algorithm things, and the people that, how can I say, look at people's channel and say, well, we are going to demonetize you. But then the hypocrisy is you say that I use other people's stuff and you have bigger platforms that use my stuff and all right. But that's okay. I've been demonetized. You should have kept me monetized. It would have given me a reason not to go ovaries deep. Okay. So since I have really nothing really holding me back, it's gonna be on. And I can say what I want to say. Like shit. God damn. Da, 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 da. And the fact, Mark, the fact that you have the government still protecting you on what is that 233 to where you can let some sick degenerate scumbags put some wild stuff up here, but you're talking about me. I have 4,000 over 3,000 subscribers and I'm grateful for every single one of them. Very grateful. And the first 6 subscribers that I have unnerved a U.S. House of Representative congressman. Yeah, Madison Cawthorn, you're still a scumbag, all right? But you had my video taken down. Oh, Nancy Pelosi, you had 5 of my videos taken down because I connected your rickety, no good scumbag self that you were the chief architect. I want to say it, January 6th. It was you. It was you. And Yogi Pittman. Yes, the 2 of you. And then you want to blame Donald Trump. And then you want to have that, I don't know, that wild derangement woman, Liz Cheney. I mean, she's a complete mess. To where she was so laser focused on Donald Trump and trying to connect him to January 6th that she turns around and all of a sudden when it comes out that the information that she was putting out wasn't accurate, then you want to delete stuff? Really? Okay, so then you take my 5 videos down and then demonetize me. Look, Mark, all right, double that. Okay. I'm sorry, I had to get that out of my chest. I had to get that out. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, how you doing, Celine? How you doing? Nancy Pelosi is drunk. You know something? I have a little clip of somebody who's actually drunk walking around. I got to put that up there. I got to find a way to put it up. I'm so silly. But yeah, Nancy Pelosi is not only drunk, but she has been in the Congress for like, what, 13 years? And she has, what, over $50 million that she claimed that it was her husband that made money off the stock market. But Nancy, you think that we're stupid, that we don't have critical thinking skills, that it's you that allows these big businesses to go forward and you know exactly what they're doing, what they're researching on, all A, B, and C, and then your husband can buy stock in it before it goes. Oh, come on, Nancy. Whatever. Look, you may have gone to school in Washington, D.C., shall I say Trinity College back in the 50s. It doesn't mean I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet on that one. She was drunk on a plane too. Hey, I wonder if she bought stock in whatever what she's drinking. My thing is this: if you're going to use something, buy stock in it. That's my only thought, you know. But she got over $50 million. Yeah, and what's his name? Your nephew Gavin Newsom. His political career is over. If that fool thinks that he's going to run in 2028, you have done so much damage, so much. All right, so I'm demonetized. All right, let's go ahead and get into the thick of it. All right, where do we begin? Now, I find it quite interesting. You have people like Joy Reid, and how she talks out of both sides of her face. You're wondering, how do you talk out of both sides of your face? She does this, then she does that. She does that. Let me bring that up. Okay, where's it at? I had everything already set. This. Okay, I had everything set. Why is this not working the way I want it to? Oh, this sucks. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. I got it. All right, what's going on outside? There's a lot going on outside. Okay, is this it? Okay, here. Now, this is Joy Reid. All right, so whenever
the presidential pardon was a presidential pardon.
Now, this right here was back in December 2020. All right. Just listen to this foolishness.
The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices.
Now, there, she was talking about Donald Trump, okay, back in 2020, okay? Oh, you're going to pardon your family and your friends and your criminal, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now listen to this.
I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned him. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like, pardon more. The presidential pardon was originally meant to...
Now, that right there is what the Bible will say, talking with a forked tongue. A forked tongue. The pardon is bad for Donald Trump, but then the pardon is good for Biden. I mean, how do you look? Hey, Joy Reid, make that make sense. The sense isn't sensing. The math ain't mathing. So as long as it's Donald Trump, go after him, put him in a ball, throw him away. But then Biden, keep him flat, keep him here. It's okay. Keep him safe. How does? Okay, just the fact. Just the fact that the Supreme Court said, okay, the president gets certain, how can I say, certain privileges. And I'm going to use it as privileges because I don't remember the correct word what they use. So don't jump on me when I use the word privileges. So as long as he is doing things for the country to move the country along, then he gets those privileges of protection if he makes certain, how can I say, illegal moves, as long as it's for the betterment of the country. But if he stops and he does certain privileges to benefit himself outside of the United States, and that's and you get in trouble. So this is wild. Then people start saying, well, Donald Trump is going to use the presidential pardon. Dude, he's not even president. Okay. We're talking about 2020 to 2024. We're talking about this. The fact that Biden went from 2024 back to 2013 for his raggedy son. Yeah, him. Pardon him and didn't even say what they were pardoning. Gave him a blank pardon for any and everything that he did, domestic and foreign pardon. Okay, Joy, make that make sense. Yeah, he got a lot of money from China, oh, I can say it now because I'm demonetized. China and Russia. He made a lot of money. And then while casting dispersion on Donald Trump, oh, Donald Trump did all that. It's him. It's him. He did it. He did it. But the money went in your pocket. Your brother, Joe Biden. What's your brother's name? Joseph Biden. He's giving you a $10 million check. Okay. All right. Help me out there. Help me out there. I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. I really am, because it's not making sense. And every time you turn around, oh, Trump did this, Trump did this. But the main thing is you still point the whole I can't find that little clip of you, Biden, saying how you want to stop Trump at every turn. And that's exactly what you try to do. You even used as I'm not going to say that, but you use Fannie Willis. You use Alvin Braggs, who has already been compromised by George Soros' son. What's his name? Alex Soros, who's actually dating Uma Albedine. That's Anthony Weiner's ex-wife. The last name Weiner is a bit weird, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Anthony Weiner's ex-wife, and Uma Albedine just got out of jail for man. You can't make this stuff up. But the Soros children are putting money in a slush fund for Alvin Braggs to go after Donald Trump. Yo, Soroses. Why do you want Donald Trump so bad out of the way? Is it because you want to bring that open society to the United States? That sounds a little fruitatious, and just me speaking. You want to open society, but you have where you live, it's encased. You have a wall around where you live in all your places, but then we're supposed to be open? Yeah, you all are a special breed of That's just me. That's my personal feeling on that one. We all are entitled to an opinion, as we can keep our First Amendment, as you dirtbags are trying to get rid of it. I digress. But however, yeah, Joy Reid, and you really got it. Okay, I'm going to put it out there because I'm demonetized. Look, when you have people that are immigrants or first generation immigrants, they come in and then they want to beat up on our Constitution, saying, well, you don't deserve this. I don't have it back in where I'm from, since Joy Reid, I think she's Jamaican. Not Jamaican. Is she Jamaican or is she Haitian? Well, okay, she's from the islands, and they don't have the freedom of speech. But you want to come here and take away our freedom of speech because you don't have it, and because you can have people like Nancy Pelosi or whomever can wind you up, and then you could do their bidding by saying dumb stuff like this. Let me play it again. Just listen to this stupidity.
Grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices. I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned him. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like, pardon more. The presidential pardon was originally meant to...
Okay, we will call someone like her a junkyard dog, out there attacking any and everything that goes after your master. Yes, Joy, your master. So you have the Democratic Party that winds you up, and you run out there and woof, 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 woof. Yeah, you bark everyone down, and you're good at it. The fact that when it's Donald Trump, you can't do that. But when it's Joe Biden, oh yeah, pardon your son. Yeah, pardon him. It is fine. It's fine. Go ahead and do it. It's fine. We all understand. We all have that one child that's a little wayward. Yeah, okay, Joy. But that's a problem. Now, a second part, I'm going to deviate a little bit, but come back to it. The second part that I find quite interesting is this. This is what I find interesting, and this is going to the first generation and immigrant first generation immigrants and immigrants that come here. Is you start flying your flag from back home. You fly your flag, but dude, you left your country because it didn't serve you. That's why you're here. But then you sort of wave your country flag, but you're not a citizen of it anymore. And then you say, well, I got dual citizenship. And nah, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. You're in America. You wave the red, white, and blue. But within that, now we have the LGBTQ. They have their own flag. How does that work? How does that work? How do you have a flag based on sexuality? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I don't understand it. It never made any sense to me. I don't even know what the colors stand for. I don't know. I mean, I've been waiting for somebody to tell me. I'm looking. I find the black and the brown quite interesting because it doesn't go with the other colors. The red, white, and blue goes with that. But okay, I'm done with that. All right. Now that's me. I'm done flapping my gums. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The good stuff. Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson managed to pull it out again. He maintained his job. Now, I find this rather interesting. Now, I saw how he had to do that leveling to where he had to work on both sides of the aisle, which he's supposed to do because he's ahead or the majority speaker over the House of Representatives. Was it majority? The Senate? Okay. He is a speaker of the House, and he not only speaks for the Republicans, but he has to work with the Democrats to speak for the entire House of Representatives. So by him having a slight majority, a little bit over the majority of the Democrats, he had to be able to play it on both sides. And for him to get the job, he had to make promises to any and everybody. And to where he even had some people on the other side, on a Democratic side, that voted for him. They crossed party lines and voted for him. I don't know what he promised him, but to make all those promises, you leverage yourself to whatever, because as you give all these promises out and as you're fulfilling one promise, you got somebody over here saying, wait a minute, I didn't agree to that. And I'm mad at you, so we need to get rid of you because you didn't keep up with my promise, but you're giving somebody else their promise because Speaker Johnson made so many promises. So now that I find Matt Gaetz, oh man, I can't believe he did that. He removed Speaker McCarthy, removed him. And when he did that, he ripped open a wound that anyone could get rid of a speaker now. Anyone, if they jump too high, we're going to get rid of you. No. We don't like you doing that. We don't like you doing that. So that right there has become an issue. Matt, why? You're not even you're not a congressman anymore. And, okay. Matt Gaetz, I have to say, his time in Congress has been funny. Oh, has been very, 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 very funny. Has been very funny. But I digress on that point. But let's go ahead and get down into this, because I thought this right here was something that we should really look at. We should take a good look at it. All right, Johnson faced tough tough road on Trump's agenda after dramatic speaker vote, because he almost didn't make it. He almost didn't make it because there was a number of Republicans that are like, okay, you don't speak for us, Johnson. You don't speak for us anymore. You're more of a Democrat, Republican Democrat. And Johnson is a conservative. But the Republicans have to keep in mind that he has to deal with both sides. And that's not, well, they know it, but they just want to give him some extra stank because they're mad at him. All right, here. Speaker Mike Johnson kept his gavel amid of a threat from the right flank after, or a flank of, the House GOP, but managed the House GOP is not going to get, not going to get an easy way from here. The dramatic speaker vote on the House floor, which 3 Republicans nearly kept Johnson from the gavel before the 2 of them reversed their course to support him. Now that right there is quite interesting. What did he say to the 2 of them that got them to turn? Okay, all right, okay, Johnson, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll reverse it, and you can get in, but you better keep your promise. If not, showcase a challenge ahead that Johnson aims to usher President-elect Trump's ambitious legislative agenda through the razor-thin House majority. Very interesting. Now, we all know that Trump wants to start deportation the first day. The first day, as soon as he starts signing those executive orders or whatever they want him to sign, the first thing is deportation. And I'm going to tell you, okay, this is the first person who I as American citizen, I want this guy. I want him on the first plane, the first seat. Okay, this guy right here. We all.
No more money for you.
Him. That guy right there. He come. I don't know if he's from Mexico. Well, he's from somewhere in Central America and Mexico. I'm not sure. But he's telling American citizens, hey, I'm up here and I'm getting all the free stuff. I don't have to work for sugar, honey, or iced tea. I don't have to work for anything because your tax dollars is going to finance my life. I get all types of government programs that you got to pay for. So guess what? No more money for you. What? And he's the first one that's probably hiding. Him. I don't know who he is. He should be the first one that ICE gets. I'm just saying. Many people more than likely feel the same way that I feel. I'm pretty sure out of 350 million people, I would say 349,999 feel the same way except for one, him. Oh my goodness, I'm so silly. Oh my goodness. You just can't make this stuff up. You just truly can't. But this guy, yeah. But okay, let me get back to the article. But around a dozen Republicans had withheld support for Johnson ahead of the vote, demanding that Johnson make commitments on spending reductions and a more open process crafting major legislation. Now, one thing I have to say that is most definitely true is that there has been a way of spending a lot of money of the taxpayers, okay? It's taking our money and sending it to other countries. Now, a lot of the money is going to Israel and to the Ukraine. I can say that now because I'm demonetized. So Israel, gets the money, and now the Ukraine gets the money, and we don't even know where the money's going in Ukraine or even in Israel, because we don't get an invoice of what they're spending the money on. And that right there is very concerning, because we're broke. We just came out of a 2.5 year government shutdown due to the COVID, COVID, due to COVID. And we are at a brink of what do you want to call it? A bankruptcy. We're broke. We are what, 13-14 trillion dollars in debt. That means we are in debt. We have no debt. Look, hey, for people in the back of the bus, we don't have any money. And those of you who keep on coming here believing that the United States has money, we're broke. We are $13 trillion in debt. That's not even taking into consideration the money that we make to put back within the government. We're still $13 trillion in debt. Now, what doesn't help matters any, the immigrants, second generation immigrants, please understand, the United States give 140 countries money every year for democracy. Now, when you take money from your paychecks and you take that money and you send it out to your family, that takes the money from circulating in this country. You're making it worse. The money has to stay here. That's not fair. You don't do that. So, Donald Trump, I say to you, I propose, stop sending money to these different governments if the people send the money to their families. Something has to stop, because we cannot afford money oozing out like that. We don't have it. We don't have it, but we make looking poor look good, don't we? Yes, we have Perrier water with a food stamp EBT card. Yes, we're broke. All right. So I digress. But that was one of the points that the Democrats were making, and some of the Republicans were making, that we have to stop the spending. We cannot take the checkbook and just say, hey, write whatever check you want. We will most definitely fund it. It doesn't matter. You could go down there, a scientist. You go down there to, let's say, Brazil, and then you watch two fleas copulate, and then you want to make a study of that. How does that help America? Watching two fleas copulate, and you do a damn study on that. You had to go all the way down there to do it, and then you needed $5 million to do that study, or even $500,000 to do that study. Let me ask you a question. Now that I think about it, what was that money really for? Was that some back end money? Did the government owe you some money that they couldn't just simply give you straight away? But you had to come up with some kind of dumb idea of watching two fleas copulate so that you could do a research on it, and then give it to the government saying, here, I did my job. Give me my money because I did some weird stuff for the country. I don't know. It's just a thought that popped into my head. Who knows? But back to the article. You can't make this stuff up. So around a dozen, so they want to reduce the spending. So they're like, Democrats, you went way too far. But here, Chip Roy, a Republican from Texas who had withheld support for Johnson up to the vote, referenced widespread frustration with how Johnson handled the December short-term spending bill while issuing a warning. Now, okay, I'm going to say it again. Speaker Johnson has to work with both sides, not just Republicans, but he also has to work with the Democrats. Now, people may not like that. Okay, fine. You don't like that. I get it. But however, he still has to work with both sides of the aisle. Now, here, if he decides, okay, wait a minute, this is messing up here. Okay, wait a minute. All right. Okay. I saw everything messing up, so just wanted to make sure. Okay, so sorry about that technical difficulties. I was struggle streaming. Okay, so we simply have to keep that in mind. So um somebody knock at the door? Did somebody knock at the door? I'm not sure. I just want to know if somebody knocked at the door. Okay, I'm sorry. It's always something. Okay, so short term. Okay, if anyone's having, oh, let me show this. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, okay, in warning issue. So, if anything happens, like happened before, right before Christmas, there will be consequences, were told reporters after Johnson's election. Woo! And if you ever seen Chip Roy, I believe him because he goes 10 toes down, 10 toes down, and he most definitely swings. He does. And the point of, yes, I got it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What I've been waiting for just finally came. All right. Um, the point of a number of members initially withheld votes for Speaker Roy. Interesting, said was about making clear into the conference that there is a block of folks who are going to want to make sure that it actually delivers. Johnson, for his part, did release a public statement shortly before the vote, making commitments on working groups to implement government reduction before, and that right there is what Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy did. Now, that bill was 1,500 pages long. It had everything under the sun in that budget bill. I could only imagine the earmarks and the earmarks and the earmarks on top of the earmarks, right? But Vivek and Elon, well, who was it? Elon mentioned that 1,500 page was a bit much because he's over the Department of Government Efficiency. Then it went from 1,500 pages down to 120 pages. So they withdrew 1,380 pages. That's a whole lot. My math is getting a little bit better. So, and here, after securing the gravel, he projected openness and scrutiny for the members. Okay, that right there is good. That is good. But now this is what I found interesting. Johnson's top priority now will be crafting one or two bills jam-packed with Trump's agenda items, which has extended to Trump's tax cuts and addressing border security, which they aim to pass through the party line, a reconsidering process that passerbys the threat of democracy, a democratic filibustering. Now, they're going to keep that filibuster because it works for both sides. When it is Democrat majority of rules, then the Republicans want to use the filibuster. When it's Republican majority rules, then the Democrats want to use a filibuster. So that's not going anywhere because it works for both sides. Just because it's not working for you this cycle doesn't mean it's not going to work for you the next cycle. So I find all that wild. Okay. But getting the, oh my goodness, hold on for 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh man. All right. Let's see, where was I? Okay, the filibustering, but getting the fractious House GOP behind the package could prove to be as tall of a task for Johnson as it was to secure the votes for his reelection. So he's going to have a serious fight on his hands. Now, I got to say, Trump has he has a lot of pull. He has pull, and he's not even in. He's not even. He doesn't even have power, and he has pull. I find that wild. It's wild, but now that the U.S. has fallen deep, look, the United States has fallen deep. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and before I even talk about the flying objects over on the Northeast, before I even talk about that, I would like to do a little bit more digging before I even do any of that. Okay, before I even do any of that. So when I find out more about it, and then what happened in New Orleans and also in Nevada. Now, I find it quite interesting that one of the guys, the military men, or who are they, Navy SEALs or Army Rangers? I'm not quite sure what area of specialty they were in the military. The one guy goes down to New Orleans and he takes his truck and runs people over. He kills 15 and injures 35 others. Now, the other guy, I can't think of his name, Steinberg. Well, he goes to Nevada in a Tesla truck. And in front of Trump Towers sets off a bunch of small fireworks and what I call not bombs or anything, but by him having a specialty within that, he could have done a whole lot of damage, but he didn't. But here's the interesting part: it wasn't him in the car. The person in the car had something already lodged in his head before that right there was even exploded. Now, Elon Musk claimed that his Tesla cars, they do well with explosions. It's not going to hurt the car. And what he did, you could see that the explosion stayed within the car. Now, what I find quite interesting is this: the man's ID was there. Everything burnt up. The guy burnt up, but his IDs didn't. Look. Okay. Look. Three-letter agencies. If you think that the American public is going to believe that there was an explosion within the car, all these fireworks going off in Nevada in front of a Trump hotel or whatever it was, and everything's burning up within the truck and within the car that he was in, and his IDs are left alone, really? You might want to do a little better than that. Put more effort, or shall I say effort, into it. Just do that. That will go a long way. Just a thought. But now more information came out because the guy Steinberger said that what he did over in Afghanistan, the U.S. should be brought up on war crimes, and he should have too, because of the things that he did. And he was talking about the technology that was used. Now, we're talking about nuclear bombs and this, that, and that. That is old technology. That right there is old technology. What we have now, we could use infrared. He was talking about magnetism, all this other stuff that they use. And that's what he was talking about. And he knew that he was being followed by the 3-letter agencies because he was going to expose some things, which we, the people, we have a right to know because we're funding all the stuff that you're doing. And the stuff that we don't know about that you do through black sites, that's a problem, a huge problem. And it puts us citizens at a huge, how can I say, in a bad position, because when we travel and you do raggedy stuff to other countries, they look at us like, like we're down with what you're doing because we don't know. And then we getting caught up in all this other stuff that's going on. So that right there needs to stop. And, you most definitely have to adhere to what we say, because we are the people. We, the people, say no. But on that note, please like, subscribe. I'm demonetized. If you want to help me out, please Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Politics with Laura. All things help. But again,